Albion Online is officially free to play, and a new Fortnite clone has appeared in the wild. All that and more, I'm Ethos, and this is Free to Play Weekly. First off in the news this week, this past week, PC players can start exploring a whole new planet in my.com sci-fi MMO Skyforge. The planet Terra is part of the New Horizons update and offers a brand new way for players to make their mark on the game. When players head to Terra, they'll be tasked with helping develop the world, calling threats, making use of the land, and collecting information on the new world. Terra is the game's largest map to date and is filled with everything from wastelands to overgrown cities to jungles. It's also filled with new and dangerous wildlife, and yes, there's even a brand new race. This update also adds a new interface which will make it easier for new and returning players to get in on the action. If you're interested in learning more about Terra or Skyforge, you can find out more on Skyforge's official website. There's a new player on the Vehicular Battle Royale block. Granted, that's a pretty sparsely populated block as of right now, with H1Z1's Auto Royale being the only notable occupant, but now it has some company in the form of NMC Studios and Skybound Games' Not My Car, which launched into early access last week. Not My Car, yes, this is all in one word, airdrops its four-wheeled participants into a battlefield that hosts 40 players, though the developers do have plans to increase it to the 75 through 100 player range. Once on the ground, it's a usual battle royale loop of gathering weapons and other abilities, hunting, killing, surviving, and so forth, until there's just one car left. Besides the increased player cap and other planned improvements as mentioned on their Steam page, including new game modes beyond Battle Royale, a prestige system, and an additional 10K map, you can expect an assortment of brand new weapons and abilities. So last month we reported that NetEase had settled its lawsuit with PUBG Corp over the similarities between its Battle Royale games and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Not content with just copying one wildly popular Battle Royale game though, NetEase has doubled down and is now taking on Epic Games' juggernaut, Fortnite Battle Royale, with its oh so cleverly named Fortcraft. Now it's currently in closed beta in China, and Fortcraft has the exact same cartoony style similar to Fortnite, along with building elements that will be very familiar to any Fortnite players. You can even hide in bushes. Now there's not that much else out there about this game, as the website only has links to various social media channels, and the most information can be found on Facebook, and the simple fact that it has English versions might indicate that NetEase plans to bring this game statewide. Now, if this game does come over to the States, I'd expect another round of legal action, especially since we're talking about Epic Games here. If not, it probably has already begun. And to be honest with you, if I was Respawn Entertainment or EA, I might start, hitting up my lawyers and keeping an eye on NetEase to make a clone of Apex Legends sometime next year. And moving on, over the past few days, the devs of Shroud of the Avatar have been rolling out some small changes ranging from loot drops and dungeon encounters to visual fixes and other quality of life updates. Now, because of the constant updating of the patch notes and the lack of fanfare when it happens, players might have missed out on a little bit of important information regarding the Crown store. Now, those unaware, the developers have introduced a buff that would be granted to players when they purchase something from the store. Now, the whole thing was intended to encourage players to use the store and allowed them to get as many as 3 of these buffs at once. Of course, players were incredibly concerned about the implications this had for the game, and many worried this would cause a pay-to-win situation, despite assurances from the developer. Well, I have good news to report to some of you guys who are more worried that as of last week, the buffs are no more. In build 952, the removal was noted as them having quote-unquote been expired and turned off. It is worth noting that the Shroud team was more or less testing the system and noted a few months back that the buffs may not make it past the 2-month mark. Of course, that doesn't mean that they might not appear again from time to time. We'll just have to wait and see. And probably the biggest news of last week, it's official. As of last week, Albion Online has gone completely free to play across all available platforms, including Steam. And there's good news for existing players. If you already had an account and you've been playing the game, you can just continue where you were. The free-to-play transition will not affect anyone at all who already paid for the game, other than of course increasing the number of players around you, which it may seem to affect your ability to log in, as the devs announced on Twitter earlier last week, but I'm pretty sure that's already been taken care of. Now that said, Steam Charts is currently registering a little under 5,000 players, so we're not sure how heavy that load is. Also keep in mind that it was also tweeted early in the morning and the game's player base is spread across several services. So of course, if you were always eyeing Albion Online and you were interested in actually trying the game out now that it's gone free to play, you can download it on Steam or on its website. And that moves us to the question of the week. So we were talking a little bit about Shroud of the Avatar and its idea of adding these buffs after you would purchase items. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below about certain stores having, let's say, experience boosts. A lot of free-to-play games do this, and even some paid games do this, where you can buy these sort of experience boosts to allow newer players who are just getting into the game a chance to catch up with all the veteran players who've been playing for months. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it in the comment section below. And that's it for this week's Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to check out mmobomb.com for giveaways and the latest news. My name is Ethos, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out, everyone.